I'm glad that they're very open with it, that in the winter, cow parsnips, apparently that's a real thing. I don't even know what they are. But... All right, guys, I'm at Rouge National Urban Park. It's the closest that I could get to a hiking trail, and it's actually not that bad because this is apparently the only national park that Canada has inside the city limits. So I'm technically in Toronto. Like, outside of Toronto is probably like 100 yards that way, but we're still technically in Toronto. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a really quick hike. It's not really that, doesn't look like it's all that strenuous. And hello. And we'll see. Banff National Park, this is not, but you know, any hike is better than no hike. All right, let's go. Yeah, cow parsnips. Couldn't say I know what those are. It's one of the things I really wish I knew more about as somebody who hikes, is like flora and fauna and such. I really don't know much about any of that stuff. Probably would serve me pretty well, because you know, you never know what you're going to run into. All right, so far it's a pretty nice little fall day hike. It's not that cold, it's a little cold, sniffling a little bit, so that means it must be a little cold. And got a little pine forest, and in this kind of nice sort of field of tall grass. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it is very nice. I have to constantly keep moving because there's like a group of about, I don't know, I'll say 10 to 15 Chinese people behind me, and I'd rather just be alone right now. But yeah, that's a pretty nice little hike, you know? Like, again, I guess if I lived around here, I'd probably do this pretty often. One of the things about this whole Toronto area, though, is it's pretty flat. So this is, you know, it's probably about as mountainous as it gets here for the most part. Which I'm glad, I guess they kept it into as like a little park for me to be walking around. It's a really nice little pine forest here. You guys know I'm a big fan of pine forests. You can't go on the path. Nice little memorial to somebody. Alright, I'm pretty sure that the Chinese group is nowhere near me because I went up a hill and then a bunch of other trails, and now I'm in another field. Oh, the way is blocked. Wait, let me see if there's the trail actually curves left. But in this other field, oh, there's a little sign here. There's another parking spot, lot or whatever. And oh, they have little tents for, I guess, people who want to stay over. I can't see it in the background there, but I'll walk a little bit further. The majestic Canadian flag blowing in the wind. And let me see where it is that I'm going to go next. All right, just, see, heading down there from this long road, and then hooking up to another trail. I'm right by, might as well show it, Little Rouge Creek, which is just down there. It's pretty nice. I don't know what else to say about it. It's running okay. It's a small creek. Oh, this is like a nice little hike. It's cool that it's pretty close to Toronto. I mean, it's in Toronto, I guess, technically, but you know what I mean. So, I saw a good number of other people also just using the trail, so, you know, just good to see that people are utilizing it. All right, everybody. It's, I'll say it's story time, because, take my glasses off. I'll say it's story time because, you know, I don't really have any other place to put this in, and I want to do it while I'm in Canada, not French Canada. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a story about this thing that I call Canada syndrome, because I don't know, I find it really interesting, funny, I suppose, my own invented thing. So I don't know if you ever noticed, people who are in Canada, some of them, not all of them, tend to tell you about all the amazing things about Canada and how much better Canada is in all sorts of ways compared to the US. You know, socialized medicine, all the actors that come from Canada, Tim Hortons for whatever reason, even though I don't know that Tim Hortons is that much better than Dunkin' Donuts. All the Canadian companies that exist, all the Canadian whatever TV shows, other conveniences of being from Canada or in Canada, which is somewhere in between charming and annoying. But I'll say I find it mostly charming because, you know, there's this thing that I call Canada syndrome, which is something that I believe people, including myself in the great state of New Jersey, also have. And the idea is, it is when a particular geographic, political, cultural, whatever region believes, well, plays up all of the advantages of being in their political, geographic, economic region, because they're next to a much bigger, more powerful, objectively more influential and better, in a lot of ways, political, economic, cultural, geographic region. So for Canada, it's obviously right next to the United States, you know, which is better in so many ways. Has so many more people. It's clearly much more powerful. There's all sorts of much more influential things about America. And, you know, in order to compensate, those of us who are from those regions like to play up all the great things about where we're from. Like, I don't know, what can I say about New Jersey? We have 2 really nice toll roads. This may not even be an advantage. Really great diners. Good Italian food. A lot of actors, writers, actresses from New Jersey. Bands from New Jersey. Things like that. I don't know. I think it's a funny phenomenon, at least that I've noticed in these 2 examples, these two instances. So I'm trying to introduce this term to all the rest of you. So as much as I can see both sides of that, yeah, Canadians have a lot of pride in their country, but the truth of the matter is that it's not just a little bit overcompensating for some of these things. And yeah, that's why I call it Canada syndrome, because, you know, you're gonna have to admit to yourself, not really as important as that other wherever it is that you're at. But it's fun every once in a while to acknowledge the strengths of where you're from, have a little bit of pride in it, you know? I mean, in case you didn't realize, New Jersey, it's because it's next to New York. You could say it's next to Philadelphia, but let's be honest here. It's because New Jersey's next to New York. So yeah, just wanted to talk about Canada, my love for Canada, Canadians' love for Canada, and the things that we do to emphasize how much we have pride in where we're from. P.S. P.S. The one thing that is true, though, is that the Niagara Falls on the Canadian side really is objectively better. There's no way around it. So, sorry, United States, if any of you guys from the U.S. are salty about that, just remember that you got the better half of the continent, and Canada got the better half of a waterfall. So, bye. All right, guys, I'm heading back because I have some things to do back at my cousin's house, or I need a place to be. This place I need to be by the time I get there. Yeah, it's a pretty nice hiking trail. I ended up finding this little bird lookout spot here, which is nice. We have some weird, interesting graffiti down there. I don't know what to make of that, but some sort of graffiti. So Yeah, but it's a really nice little kind of lookout, these rolling hills, you know, that kind of thing. And then I'm gonna try and find my way back to the car.